Shoutcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to XLNC Shoutcasting. That was rushed, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that, guys. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty darn awesome. So, I, at least at the moment, shoutcast custom games that you guys get to play in. Wraith is currently playing in a game. We'll have to wait till game number 2 to get him in. Hillside, we're going to get him into game number 2. Landex is going to get him into game number 2 because he's probably going to stick around through it all. And no ban from Lucario starting off. That's not a great way to start the game. This is the one issue with a bunch of randoms, is that people may not know what all is going on. But that's why I am here, is to educate. So, we do these custom games. They're tournament draft, so you can ban Champions Away. Fizz, the first ban for Team TryHardSquad, which I love the name. As well as you can join the Discord if you're on the stream. Discord's down below. Otherwise, please share it if you are on the Discord and or on the stream. Please share the Discord with the rest of the teams, and that way you can get in and hear how all of the awesome plays are going to go down. I love this Scion ban. He is incredibly strong. His engage is massive. I was ditched. I know, Lozo. I know, it took you too long. Hey, I see Vin Veins. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could be able to jump on. Grabbing the next one. Only other time I played, someone trolled. Superpowered bad ping. Slash Hyena, I believe I know what game you're talking about. And that was rough. We'll definitely get you into game number 2. And because there's so many people that are on, I'm actually going to start a list now of the people that need to make it into game number 2. Sasha Hyena, Hillside Boys, Landex. There we go. Do you not yet have Moobot sending the Discord chat? Actually, Nightbot is still gonna send Discord in chat, but I need to set up Moobot. I just have not had time over the weekend. It has been kind of crazy, but I will get around to that. Landex, if you keep reminding me on, yes, Lolo de Zozo, or Enzalor, as you are on League. Landex, if you keep reminding me on Discord, that would be super helpful. So, Panongnong, get into game number 3. All right. I'll put second list for Nong Nong game number 3. Unless you want to get in game number 2, you certainly can. So, Zed banned away, as well as the Lulu and the Galio. No surprises on the Galio. Zed is a little bit surprising. He is hard engaged in the mid lane, huge assassin, able to do tons of burst damage. We see Reeves has played him a couple different times before. Very strong in the mid lane. Obviously, whoever's playing on Ditched by Lozo is uninterested in having that in the mid lane. And then the Lulu support coming out from TryHardSquad. Huge power combined with certain ADCs. Anyone that's got fast attack speed, a Jinx, a Tristana, sometimes even a Caitlyn. Going to be very safe. You've got the Wild Growth to give you that extra health, extra size boost as well. I loved comboing Flash Wild Growth on the Lulu because it just gave so much engage. But most importantly is that Whimsy, able to kill anyone's damage, engage anything. So incredibly strong. And I can see as well with the picking up the Katarina, it's your bro Nick. Lulu, especially if on the team, as soon as Katarina jumps in and starts to ult, you just whoop, Whimsy her, and not gonna happen. So love the choices there from those bans. Scooby Snacks picking up the Rengar in the jungle. Huge engage, very, very strong assassin from the jungle. If he starts to get snowballing, very hard to shut him down. You need a lot of hard CC, which the sad thing is on the opposite side, Jhin and Sona, not the most epic of champions to be played against Rengar because they are on the squishier side. Once he gets an assassination down, he can either run away or continue to kill people depending on how many bushes are around. And so having some hard CC or some mega tanks coming out from Ditched by Lozo is probably going to be a smart plan, but so far, the Jhin and Sona in the bottom lane. Actually, I think the Jhin is the top lane. Maybe potentially mid. We'll have to see, as it is that Caitlyn ADC for the bottom lane. And Graves coming out most likely. Well, I'm not sure. I'm going to let it just roll. I'm just going to let it roll. Straight playing that. The Bard also going to be able to stop Katarina with the ultimate and huge engages. I love the Thresh band coming out from Ditched by Lozo. They're still hitting that support role that has not been picked up yet by the TryHardSquad. And going to be doing some serious engage. My friend is being annoying. I might not make it to the next game. No, Landex! Please give me some amazing plays, Nung Nung. I'm watching you guys play and eating a burger at the same time. That's what's most important. Eat the burger and watch the games. And that is where it is at. Wraith actually tried to call me. I could call him back. I'm gonna see if he's friends with Salik. Are you? Salik. If he's friends with Salik, I think we can still get him in for shoutcasting this game, which would be fantastic. Be fantastic. Oh, straight jacket. Picking up the Leona. Going for the hard engage in the bottom lane. And it is. It does look like it's a Graves top lane. So, huge team right now coming out from TryHardSquad. Love their lineup. But the main question is, what is their ADC pick for this team? They need someone that has either hyper carry potential or extremely safe. You're talking to Twitch. You're talking to Jinx. You're talking anyone of that ratio. But Caitlyn and Jhin already taken away by Ditched by Lozo. Over for them. Lee Sin, Cookie Lips. I'm just going to call him Cookie Lips. I know that it's not, but I really don't want to say that username. So I'm just going to call Cookie Lips or, something like that. And then places everyone picking up the Trundle. That's going to be pretty big. And I like the Trundle pickup for the top lane. They are going to have a frontline tank. And not only that, but he's going to be able to steal stats away from Leona. Going to be able to steal stats away from the Rengar. Going to buff him up a little bit beefier for playing that front line. They have pretty consistent damage, but they need the Lee Sin to pop off on these engages. Let me see real quick if Wraith is answered. I promise I will fail epically for you, Nong Nong. There we go. Beautiful plays coming out from Vendetta Ressa. And then please carry me picking up the Lucian, going for the ADC super damage route. Let me check a couple of messages here. So I got the mouse I used to use for using the mouse of this game. Maybe if I get you to cast my games. Sounds like a plan. Both comps are super volatile. Looks like a coin flip on who gets fed first. And I would agree, Sasha Hyena, except for the fact that I would say that TryHardSquad is even more of the snowbally lanes. You're talking Rengar and Katarina, Lucian. Any of those three start to snowball and they keep it consistently, they're going to crush the game. They have three potential heavy snowballers. That being said, Ditched by Lozo has late game powerhouses. Caitlyn, Trundle becomes nearly unkillable post 30 minutes. He has the items, he has the tanky stats, he has his ult. It is very hard to shut him down. Now, Lee Sin's going to fall off on the damage, but he's still going to be able to have the engages, always be able to potentially steal as long as he's alive. 50-50 smite on either the Drake or the Baron. And then, of course, Jhin, going to have good damage, good engage from a massive distance away. So, I think that Lozo, Ditched by Lozo, has a very safe team composition, whereas TryHardSquad has the more snowbally, but higher chance of truly taking it to a win. I forgot one semi-important part of the shoutcasting. My fancy cameras. Let's see if, sweet. All right, strapless helmet. And River SLV. Strapless helmet. River SLV. Sweet. I got a big list for who's coming up next already. I like that. Team 2 is very pick reliant. Team 1 is poke and kite. You're talking true kite potential coming out from the Caitlyn as well as Sona for the disengage. The one thing else that I'm seeing is the Wombo combo coming out from the TryHardSquad. You've got Katarina being able to jump in and use the ult for super power potential in combination with a Leona, Solar Eclipse, included, or Sunflare, I think it is, included with Graves' ultimate. That's a lot of damage in an AoE area. So if Ditched by Lozo groups, they're going to have a lot of pain. The best chance for them is exactly what Lola was saying with the Sona or the Lee Sin being able to pick somebody off, the snare by Jhin, as well as Caitlyn for those traps. Now, we're going to run through the players and the champions real quick. We've got Lucario, 1393, playing Caitlyn in the bottom lane, 80 carry role for Ditched by Lozo. Salik taking the Trundle in the top lane, Vendetta Ressa in the bottom lane support of, I did already say Sona. Cookie Lips taking the Lee Sin in the jungle, places everyone with the Jhin in the mid lane is what I'm calling. Over for TryHardSquad, we've got Scooby Snacks on the Rengar in the jungle. It's your bro Nick with Katarina in the mid lane. Straight taking Graves in the bottom or top lane, sorry, without teleport. Straight Jacket on the Leona bottom lane support role. And last but not least, please carry me with the Lucian ADC. Now, there's always a potential between the Graves and the Lucian that they could trade out which one's ADC, but Lucian combines better with Leona, in my personal opinion, than Graves. He's a better top laner because Lucian's passive allows him to get those double auto attacks, which is going to proc the passive from Leona for that small extra magic damage burst, which is going to just be that much better for their damage in the bottom lane. If Leona can catch out Sona and get Lucian fed 2, 3, or 4 kills in the very squishy Leona, that is going to be very important and give them a huge advantage in the bottom lane, which already their other lanes are set up to start those snowballs. If you've got Katarina versus Jhin in the mid lane, a big thing about this fight is that Katarina is going to need to play safe and not get hit by those 4th crit shots from the Jhin. Jin's 4th shot is going to just harass Katarina down if she doesn't wait for him to waste it on a minion before going in. She does have good all-in potential as long as Jin's flash is burned. And that's going to rely on the Rengar coming out of the jungle to burn the flash, to burn the engage, to get Jhin into a vulnerable place that allows Katarina to get up close and personal and do that damage. In the meantime, however, Katarina needs to play safe and keep herself healthy enough that she doesn't do that. The other thing that she could do is roam. Head towards the bottom lane. She keeps Jhin pushed into the turret and then heads towards a separate lane to try to get snowballing off of somewhere else. Either group up with the Rengar in the jungle, head towards the top lane, which I don't really suggest with the Trundle, but I do think the bottom lane Sona and Caitlyn are especially vulnerable from Ditched by Lozo. That being said, I think that for Ditched by Lozo, Lee Sin needs to heavily make an appearance in the bottom lane. Sona is not only well known for... switch over to in-game. Go ahead and pause the musics. Come on. Does that sometimes, which I find annoying. All right, I'm curious if I can just go ahead and do this. Nope, I cannot because I did not set it up. All right, I'm not going to worry about it this time around. We're just going to go with basics cameras and keep it simple. I can zoom out a little bit, but while we are getting into game, I can maybe do some extra fanciness. So how many players are in that game besides who's in the Legends series? Nobody in this particular game is from Legends series, I believe. I could almost swear that nobody is, and I really don't think so. So, it looks like both teams are playing it safe, balanced out across the river, and a little bit on the safer side for red team. TryHardSquad wants to play it on the safe side, make sure that they don't either get engaged upon in a situation that they don't want to be in, or just generally run into a bad spot. I wonder if I make this a little bit cleaner. Okay, yeah, you see the little background, but that's fine. So Wraith is gonna take a nap, so lots of new boys. I know, right? Custom games are fun when you can get people to join, so little thumbs up there from Leona. Lee Sin gonna be starting his red side, but so is the Rengar. That means that potentially either the jungles could meet up at the blue buff for Lee Sin, unless Lee Sin tries to go for an invade or something. Or they could meet up on, or go to opposite sides of the map for an engage, which is another big deal. If they're on opposite sides of the map, they can't obviously counter gank each other, and so they're going to have a little bit of advantage in those individual areas. The Jhin in the mid lane is interesting. Wraith actually has done Jhin in the mid lane before, and basically, as we talked about, uses his range just for the harass and pushes out whatever melee champion is in the mid lane from the enemy team. But it looks like we are going to get that engage. Rengar is going ahead and starting this blue buff. I love that ping as well from the Lee Sin. He knows this is happening, but Rengar sees Lee Sin as well. Jhin is headed over. They may be able, if they can just poke the Rengar to snare him up. He doesn't have it. Oh, Snare's going to land. Nice jump over. However, Scooby Sax is going to go down. The quick hop back and forth almost gets the kill without the ignite, though. Lee Sin just going to be fine, starts and heads towards his blue buff after getting the assist on that. So really nice play. Very, very good of the Jhin to join the Lee Sin, make it a 2v1. He missed the snare shot, but you know what? That doesn't even matter. Deadly Flourish, it's just going to be all about the damage. And not only does he get the kill, which is going to set him way ahead of the Katarina in the mid lane, but in addition to that, he has the red buff, even more harass, even more damage. So really, really heavily sets Ditched by Lozo in the lead, especially in this mid lane. Lee Sin now is also going to have the edge up on the Rengar. You can see him now invading in the top side, going to be taking some of the Wraith camp away, stealing that farm. That's one of the main things that people in low elo don't do, is abuse the fact that when they get ahead, they can start. He knew that the Rengar, after coming out of base, wasn't going to head for a low camp like the Wraiths. Instead goes for something more valuable, which is going to be the blue buff, giving Lee Sin not only time to steal away the Wraiths, also get some vision in. Looks like he may be headed towards the Krugs or the top lane for an engage. Up there, it is the Graves, who is melee, or range, sorry, versus the Trundle. And it's not exactly a situation that is favorable to Trundle whatsoever. However, with no mana, Graves may be in trouble. He's trying to finish off the Trundle. The red buff is slowing him down. Lips doing a great job of doing some seriously good damage. The heal used by Straight puts Lips very low health. He might get a double kill. Gets one, needs the dash, able to clear up a minion. If he can get another shotgun blast onto the Lee Sin, he may pick up a double kill. Shield used by Lips keeps him safe for the moment, but Jhin is coming up as well. He's trying to bait Graves into sticking around. Places everyone looking for a kill. He's got the red buff, but it looks like the Jhin is going to play it safe as well and allow Graves to recall safely in the top lane after getting a kill due to a botched engage from the Lee Sin. And Graves fakes his own back so he can not only get in, grab the farm, and push the top lane in so that he is going to, the Trundle is going to miss even more farm because he chose to not teleport. Leona, Straight Jacket going in deep underneath the turret. Nice little stun onto Lucario. Gets a little bit of damage, just harasses down. However, Sona's still down here for the heals. Choices by the Sona. Doesn't go for the AP support item. Instead, picks up that ancient coin. Looking for a little bit of the movement speed. Lips may find Scooby Snacks in the jungle. He's got the blue buff, so he's got a little bit of cooldown reset. Oh, but Lips misses the Q. And the Deadly Flourish by Jhin misses as well. Blast Cone gets the Rengar to safety. But Lucian's here for the clean up. Places everyone in Lee Sin now in a very tight spot. Katarina coming around the corner as well. Lips still on the chase from the Rengar. Doesn't have boots, no speed. Misses another Q. We're watching low elo, boys, and that's okay. It's a 2v4, just kidding, 2v3. And now Leona with the stun. Gonna be able to get a kill over to Katarina. It's your bro Nick as TryHardSquad. Gonna find them in a bad spot of the enemy jungle and trade 2 for 1. Losing the jungler and the mid laner. So the advantage that the Jhin had in the mid lane is now gone, as Katarina is not only 10 farm over, has the start of the Hex Drinker finished, and also going to be able to get a lot of farm, push that in underneath the turret. You can listen to the whirring of that Caitlyn crit shot just readying itself for a painful hit. Just goes on to a minion, but Jhin in the mid lane gets that BF sword, so he's going to have some decent damage. I don't think the Lips is going to go in on it. Little turret love shot, love tap onto It's Your Bro Nick. But 1,000 gold lead for TryHardSquad. Definitely in a bit of an advantage. However, they haven't exactly been able to get a snowball on any of their players. Rengar shut down heavily. He's trying to steal away the enemy blue side Gromp. And it looks like he should be able to successfully get that, though Lee Sin is around the corner. We're going to find him in just a minute. Katarina with the ult goes in. Jhin put very low health, however, not killed. That is huge. Deadly Flourish going to snare up the Katarina for just a minute, as those daggers aren't going to clear him up. However, she still has the Shumpo to be able to try to clean one up. If she gets the dagger down, there we go. A little bit of AoE, but not in the right. Oh, what am I talking about? Shun pose to a minion, gets the reset, and gets the kill. Beautiful play by her in the mid lane. So maybe the snowball has been started for her straight in the top lane. Has been ulted, but those stats aren't going to help Trundle out all that much. Lee Sin going to shut down Rengar once again in the jungle. Scooby Snacks just having trouble. He cannot shut down the enemy monster. That is Lips. Take off that mask. You still find a killer underneath. which I think for Scooby Stacks as a user is pretty darn awesome. Red buff on the Lee Sin. The slow has gone down from the Trundle Pillar of Filth, or I think it's actually called Glacier Pillar now, from the Trundle. However, he is very low health, trying to bait straight in to engage. However, minions are there doing lots of damage. This happened before. The Graves may get another kill. The Q, Sonic Wave, only lands on a minion. And Lips looks like he's going to go ahead and back off from this one, as Straight's just going to continue to farm up huge. He's 30 farm in the lead. Lips is back. What am I kidding? Sonic Wave still going to miss, as the victorious Graves is going to just walk his way to safety. Y'all don't know who you versing, says the Graves. He says, I got this. Don't you even worry. How many Lee Sonic Waves will land? That is a very good question. Very good question. Places everywhere. Comes up to the top lane to help out as well. Says that he's kind of abandoned the mid lane. In the bottom lane, Caitlyn may be going down as the calling from the Lucian going to finish her off. In the top lane, Graves did get finished off as a 3-for-1 finally cleans him up. Lee Sin calling out, you better be quiet because we are going to shut you down. No need for the rage talk, guys. It is all for fun. 4 kills to 5. Definitely still 1,000 gold advantage over to TryHardSquad. And they are indeed tryharding, as Katarina does a little dance in the bottom lane, prepping ready for the Vendetta Ressa, who, just going to be cleared up. Little dodge on the Leona, but Katarina doesn't care. Rengar also stealing away the Krugs over to the side as a 4-man push for TryHardSquad, going to most likely grant them a turret in the bottom lane as Leona just slashes away with that unbreakable sword. I mean, how many fights has she been through and that sword still hasn't broken? Incredible. So Lucario playing safe, backs off, lets the bottom lane turret fall. First turret gold going to go over to red team as Graves catches the wave in the top lane. Now, first Drake has already spawned. It's been up for a while, but it is a wind Drake, so neither team rushing for it. However, the Rift Herald is starting very soon. It's showing up very soon, and that gives opportunity for either team to try to get that to push the turrets. And I honestly think that Ditched by Lozo could use it to break their own first turret of the game, especially if they group together and siege in the mid lane. Caitlyn and Jhin, both excellent siege champions. Lots of range, especially if you get a rapid fire cannon. Oh, Lee Sin in trouble. Jumps to a ward hop over the wall, but not going to matter. Taken out by Katarina. The snowball is real. 4-0 in the top lane. Trundle tries to get a little extra health with the ult, but Straight is able to do the damage. Goes in for the heavy auto attacks. The bite from Salek going to slow him down. But I think this fight is only a matter of time before Straight eventually is going to be able to pick it up. Almost gets shoved into the turret. Very, very close. However, those heals off of the minions are huge, as he has picked up that Vampiric Scepter and is going to be doing a lot of healing through that. Jhin headed to the top lane, giving up on Katarina in the mid lane, doesn't want to die again. Instead, going to be ADC 1v1 facing against the Graves, just holding it for now, as it looks like Graves Straight is going to play it safe and go ahead and recall. Cat versus all. At this point, pretty close. Now, something to keep in mind is the crescendo from Sona. Very good at shutting Katarina's ult down. As long as Katarina jumps into the range, Chun-Po's close, the crescendo from Sona can shut it down, turn that off, and allow the rest of the team to layer the CC to be able to clean her up. But you are up against that tanky Leona, the assassin of the Rengar, and Graves, who's just going to be constantly massively split pushing to the side. Katarina in a little bit of a dangerous spot. Gonna be seen by a couple members of Ditched by Lozo, but should be able to walk her way to safety. Trundle has given up on the top lane, instead looking to make a play towards the bottom side. Maybe on the Wind Drake, they do have it warded. Jhin in the mid lane, Katarina's headed there, places everyone looking for the opportunity just to shove out the lane. He's gotten a little bit of damage onto the mid lane turret, down about a third health, but it's still going to be a little bit before finishing that one off, especially with Rengar around the corner. But that's nice engage from the Jin, baiting the Katarina in, gets the deadly flourish. However, the flash forced out from the Katarina. Now back in the top lane, Salak trying to defend the turret, looking to just farm the bait. Oh, from the Lee Sin, he lands a Sonic Wave! He gets the hit! He gets the insect! However, he may go down to the turret. Just kidding, Rengar's here for the cleanup. He gets the shield, which would have saved him culling. Going to be doing tons of damage to places everyone. He's trying to walk away, but the flash, deadly flourish is just too late. Doesn't snare Lucian up underneath the turret, and straight in the top lane. Oh, nice glacial pillar. However, Straight's able to just edge his way outside the turret range and thus lose the aggro, but could have been pretty darn nice. It does look like TryHardSquad is definitely trying hard, about a 4,000 gold lead and growing now. But the 4-1 Katarina did get shut down. The gold went over to Jin, who's now picked up an Infinity Edge. BF Sword to Caitlyn. She still has the stopwatch as well if she gets into a really bad spot. However, bot lane has been fairly quiet. Oh, crescendo onto the Lucian. Can Caitlyn kill this one off? Oh, looks like she was a hair late on the trap. I don't think they know that there is a ward in here as perfect vision. Nice flash from Lucario, keeping himself alive for the moment. Lee Sin goes big onto the Lucian. The ult from Caitlyn comes in very close. He cannot die, though. Lee Sin tries to chase in, but lips on the run. Vendetta Ressa forced to flash. Salak here as well, looking to just hedge everyone off. And it looks like the Lucian will be able to survive for the moment. Leona Straight Jacket walking around the corner. Red buff aggroed onto the Caitlyn. Trundle here as well, trying to stop this. I think it was smited away by the Lee Sin. Picked it up, and Straight Jacket has very low mana. Places everyone going to get some good harass down, but I don't think the kill is going to be close. Grouping from Lozo keeps them alive for now. So we talked about that they don't really want to be grouping in a 5v5 match because you do have the Katarina and Leona that can abuse the AoE. However, that being said, in this particular case, they did have a man advantage, and that forces TryHardSquad to back away with nothing really much to show for it. And the top lane turret is going to go down. I think Graves even missed the local gold on that. I think he was just out of range. However, 3-man might be able to finish him off. Jumps to this side. Oh! Blast Cone's going to keep him safe for the moment. Gets a reload on the shotguns. The Lee Sin here as well. Going to be cleaned up as Katarina comes in with a mop. 1, 2, and that's going to be a fancy 3. Backs away before getting the Shunpo in just for the cool looks. And the snowball has truly started. The question is, how far down the hill will it go before the game is over? At this point, 7-1, 100 farm to the 80 farm on the Jin, who's just trying to get a little bit of assists across the map. Was able to kind of contain Katarina in the very early part of the game, but with some good plays in the jungle with the Rengar, Katarina was able to claw her way back into the game. Claw with the help of the Rengar. Jake, you must be really good at singing raps. Hey, Damage Low, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you dropping by, and shout out for Straight. He's been playing a super strong game in the top lane. Has even occasionally 1v2 gotten a kill, or 1v3 and been able to escape alive. So big plays there from Straight. And I do actually enjoy a couple raps. A big thing I'm not a fan of in raps is the fact that they have a lot of cuss words. Most raps have a lot of cuss words. However, there are certain either comedy. Oh, they do know the Straight Jacket's here. However, it doesn't even matter because Lucian's going to cut out crescendo onto the grave. Straight Jacket in trouble. He might be going down. One more shot. Gets it. Trundle actually finishes it off with a nice club shot. And now places everyone coming up, trying to get the snare onto Straight Jacket with the deadly flourish. Going to get the speed boost off the 4th shot. Crit shot. Beautifully done. There's the deadly flourish. That's going to lock Leona up. Katarina's headed up. However, this could be a buffet line. They've taken out 1 from TryHardSquad, taken out 2 from TryHardSquad, and now it's your bro Nick. Does have the red buff, so going to be able to do really good damage if she decides to go in and chasing through. However, it's the mid lane that's been pinged by blue team, trying to keep it safe. Lucian is pushing that in. Lee Sin has respawned, could head towards the mid lane to defend it as Rengar is finally going to solo down the Wind Drake. And now the top lane, Salak left all alone, decides to back off and go to help out his team on the Rift Herald. They need a tank, and as the Trundle's the only one left alive, the only tanky member from Ditched by Lozo, he's going to head there just to try to help. However, Katarina's around the corner with 3 people engaged on this. The AoE is real. She goes and cleans up the Katarina. 1, 2, and that's the triple kill once again over to It's Your Bro Nick. doing nice cleanup work and mostly paying attention to where the enemy team was. Caitlyn struggling to land those traps in the right spot. Graves just gets the kill onto the Rift. Herald Jin is channeling the ultimate. We see it just crit Lucian to a little bit of a lower side. However, Lips in trouble. Graves going to get the slow down. He jumps to a ward, keeps himself safe for a moment. Oh, good kick, actually. Knocks both Graves away and slows down to Katarina from the engage. So it looks like that one will be called off. However, Rengar split pushing in the bottom lane, going to clean up a second turret without too much trouble. The second tier turret. And the game is still heavily in the hands of TryHardSquad. It's just not working for Lozo in trying to pick people off. The combo power that TryHard is able to bring to the table is just too much. And oh, Jin almost keeps himself alive, but Katarina with the clean play, going to be able to not only get a kill, but also obviously get to safety. Now, Straight Jacket here, going to find herself underneath the turret, but she's tanky, doesn't matter. Salak trying to 1v1 Graves in the top lane once again. Caitlyn and Sona to the rescue. Vendetta Ressa does have Crescendo available, however, not going to use it. Just goes for the defensive plays. Pings in the bottom lane as well. Lozo is being split across the map, unable to solo anyone in any particular lane. Caitlyn's now going to try to push the Rengar off the bottom lane turret. Mid lane, second tier, going to fall. However, as these lanes collapse in, it's going to give Lozo an easier time being able to transition between the lanes. So they're not out of this just yet, especially nearing the 20-minute mark, not losing an inhibitor. There's still some slight potential of coming back into the game, but they have to get these shutdowns. Graves with low mana, a good opportunity. He's going to be able to just walk his way to safety, especially in the jungle. There's a lot of red team members here waiting for an opportunity to engage. And here comes the Rengar, finds Lips. Can Caitlyn be here to save him? Nice strip of the moment. Gonna keep him alive, but no, the Lee Sin goes back in. Scooby Snack's gonna clean up one. Goes down to a crit shot from the Jin. Cleans that one up, places everyone getting credit for that one, and taking the red buff as well that Rengar stole earlier. Bit of damage onto Please Carry Me, but he should be alive just fine for the moment. Forced to use the flash to get out of a Trundle engage. Just going to go back to pushing the lane. It's your bro, Nick. It's your bro, Nick. I feel like that should be a song or like the chorus to a rap song. It's your bro, Nick. It's your bro, Nick. The zoom distance. Yes, Resdra, I have fancy camera moves now. You actually don't get to see some of my load-in pages because we're not there just yet. Though I do suppose if I loaded in, this is supposed to be, I haven't loaded any of my keyframe fanciness. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of be quite on the casting because I'm loading in all of my fancy camera stuff because I realized that I could actually do something like a fountain zoom if I towards the end of the game, which maybe I should do that. I should add some fancy camera stuff at the very, very end of the game. But 20 kills to 18, still huge advantage to the TryHardSquad. No surprise, because they are the TryHardSquad. And ditched by Lozo. If they had Lozo, maybe they'd be winning at the moment. But it's still down about 12,000 gold. The lead continues to grow as all these minion waves are going to be pushed in. Lozo forced to just hold the line. They still have a chance to win a team fight, especially with a solid Crescendo or Trundle finding somebody out of place. But he needs to steal the stats from the Leona, the right target. Give himself the tankiness that he needs to be that front line. Lee Sin goes in, isn't going to find the insect. He's trying to get behind for the kick. Does push him back, but Katarina here for the cleanup. And it doesn't matter if you're 1v2 or 2v2 when you've got the two most fed members of the enemy team going to be going in on you. Crescendo onto the Katarina. Sona forced to flash. That was a very early Crescendo from the Sona. Maybe trying to catch the Katarina out because she was just doing the dance of disrespect. Deadly Flourish going to be hitting straight, but because he wasn't tagged up earlier, he's going to be just fine. Getting that reset heals from the Death's Dance is just major for him as he feels comfortable. 202 farm on this Graves going in. Now 1v3, Katarina with the resets, but Graves says, I'm not going to let you get a triple kill. I'm going to pick up one for myself. Lee Sin now trying to do what he can. Nice Trundle Pillar going to be pushing Katarina back into the thing. She's going to jump over the wall. I believe she used Flash, actually. However, she's going to go down as Lee Sin chased her down. Lucian onto the Trundle in the mid lane. He forces the Flash. Lee Sin there to try to defend as well. The Graves underneath the turret doesn't even care. He's taking up the turret so much. Lee Sin going to follow as well. The heals from Graves are insane. That was incredible. All 5 members, ditched by Lozo, have been finished off. Sona, the only one still alive as she is on the fountain. Jhin also respawning, going to try to come out and defend. Bottom lane inhibitor has gone down. Top lane turret should fall as well. Game should not last too much longer as Rengar going to solo a second Drake for himself. Let's see if I can get the fancy cams on that. Choo, look at that. It's another win Drake. Rengar just cleans that one up. No surprise there. And he walks his way to safety. In the top lane, Graves pushed back, just waiting for his next minion wave to come in so that he can clear the turret. In the mid lane, Leona slowly punched down the mid-tier inhibitor turret. Lozo just losing on all sides. Able to get a kill on Katarina was huge. Getting some of that reset gold, or the shutdown gold, onto the Lee Sin. But Lips not finding some success this game, having a difficult time, goes in with the ward hop. However, I think he's just trying to bait the members of Red Team into a fight that at this point they probably don't care or don't mind taking, as he's going to try to back up. Jhin getting the deadly flourish. Oh, the flash Zenith Blade from Leona, not going to land. Nice little kick there from the Lee Sin. However, it's on the tankiest member of the enemy team. Just displaces her, but doesn't push her into the turret. Trying to get some fanciness, trap onto Graves. He doesn't care. He's just going to heal it all back up next time the minion wave comes out. But give it. Oh, Sona being cleaned up in the bottom lane. Katarina finally is ready to clean this one up. Finishes off with a quadra kill, but too bad for the Sona. Already picked up by the Rengar. She's just going to have to accept a quadra kill to finish this game off as the middle inhibitor goes down. Super minions pushing in the bottom lane. These Nexus turrets aren't going to last long, and we may get a BM from the Graves. No surprise here, as they're waiting for blue team to respawn before the end of the game. Let's see if I can... I'm not going to worry about it this time around. It is going to be the end of the game. TryHardSquad cleans it up, and Graves gets executed! On the edge of the fountain, the turret says, you can't get this just yet. Oh, crescendo from the Sona slows the team down, but doesn't matter. Super minions are already on the Nexus. Lips goes ahead and leaves the game because he says it's already over. No reason for me to fight anymore. And victory to the TryHardSquad after a very snowbally game, which, to be fair, that's kind of how they built their team composition around. So, hey, Chad Angie. You are the Graves. GG. Nicely played. Nicely played. Excuse me, says Lozo. Rip team's Lozo because Lozo wasn't in the game. That's the key right there. If Lozo had been in the game, it would be an entirely different story. But instead, that's what you get when your main carry, Lozo, isn't even a part of the story. So I'm going to now hit up Wraith, as he says that I can call him. Robinch, 8090, you've been here before, haven't you? I think you've been here before. But I appreciate you dropping by again. I need Lozo to take my place. Have enough alcohol for this. Vendetta Ressa, I wondered. You do seem to play a little bit better when you've had a little bit. I'm not going to go too in depth, but a little bit. Wraith, how are you doing? I was waiting. I was like, are you here or are you here? That's all right. First of all, how are you doing? Did you see any of the game? It was a snowball game. We talked about from the very beginning of the game, heavily snowball favored for red side. They had the Katarina and the Lucian Even Rengar and Graves can theoretically, depending on how they build, be snowball-esque champions. So, all right, guys, hang on just a second. I'm gonna get oh, you haven't even been able to hear the music, have you? Have you been able to hear any audio? That's interesting. Let's see here. I hit default again, see if that works. Nope, it did not. It does this like every single time. Don't know why. But there we go. Wraith, give us a hello.
Hello.
Hey, you're in. All right, we can hear you now. All right, let's go and run through MVPs and honorable mentions so we can get to game number 2, as it is already, the time is just rushing us by. So for the losing team, MVP, well, let's go start with honorable mention. Going to give honorable mention to... I'm going to say, I'm going to give honorable mention to, I'm going to say Lucario. Okay, so I'm going to give honorable mention to Lucario for playing overall what I would consider to be a decent game. The main thing is, didn't die a lot, but was still a part of the team as a whole. You can see about average gold with the rest of the team. If we go to damage stats, I believe Lucario did pretty good. Not the best damage, because she wasn't involved in every single fight. But yeah, you can see about even with the rest of the team, and we'll get to the Lee Sin and Jin in a moment. But the main thing is, sometimes if you recognize that your team isn't doing well, the best thing you can do is simply not die. Caitlyn's uptime was absolutely critical towards the end of that game because she was able to clear so many waves. As long as waves were continuing to pour into the base, it was going to give the red team opportunities to push down turrets, and because of her uptime alone, she was able to clear so many of those waves, and because she was able to clear so many waves, they were able to last a lot longer towards the end of the game than they otherwise normally would have. MVP, I'm giving to Places Everyone, because of playing a very difficult mid-game with the Fed Katarina, but the main key is accepted that one position, or his mid lane position, was not going well. Realized that once Katarina got 3-1, 4-1, she was just going to continue to get fed off of him. He's a squishy mid laner. He doesn't have the damage to outduel the Katarina, so instead starts looking to roam. Goes top lane several times, helping to either push Graves back, save the Trundle, or get a kill. Groups up with Lee Sin several times. There's a lot of opportunity, or a lot of movement that he made, as well as did one of the best damages in the game. Cookie Lips did really good damage, the highest damage of his team, but the problem was he would engage so many times unnecessarily. And because he would engage so many times unnecessarily, when his team wasn't prepared, his team wasn't ready, his team couldn't follow up on it. There just wasn't a good position for being able to do that. Commander C, welcome. Oh, Wraith is half hidden. Whoop! Oh, but he's got a fancy tie on, guys.
Woohoo! Yay!
Is there any way you can angle your camera down a little bit? Okay, I think if I shrink this as well a little bit more, we'll be able to be seen. There we go. All right, we got decent vision of Wraith. Much better now. Actually, you're about even with me. Yay! /IN, and my name appears in honorable mentions twice. Oh, okay, I will have to fix that. I will fix that. Thanks for letting me know. Fancy tie, I know, right? He's all fancied up and everything. All right, I gotta go through MVPs, honorable mentions, the winning team before we can get into game 2. Let me go through this real quick. For honorable mention, I'm gonna give it over to, I think you just have to give it over to Straight. And I know that Straight Jacket, I know that Please Carry Me did well. Scooby Snacks was shut down really hard early game, so he was just kind of doing okay to get back into the game. But Straight, for honorable mention, because he pulled so much pressure from the rest of his team, not only sometimes surviving, but also getting kills in 2v1 situations. He pushed the top lane hard. Obviously, not MVP. It doesn't have to do with kills, but because he only ever stayed in the top lane. And I think that's because, if I remember correctly, he's actually a master player. And due to the just ridiculous out-leveling and just simply rank alone, I think he was choosing to go easy on the other team by only sticking to his lane, pushing his lane, doing well, leaving when he had to, and then just coming right back, which is very nice of him to do that. But at the same time, because his choice was to simply stay in that top lane, push it hard, get kills back, and repeat the process, that's why he's getting MVP, or honorable mention, sorry. But MVP definitely going over to It's Your Bro, Nick. I mean, it's kind of unquestionable. Not only played really well in the mid lane, after being down early, was able to find a kill in the jungle, which was critical in getting back into the game, and then started that snowball. Didn't just stick to the mid lane, but roamed very heavily. You saw several times in the enemy team's bot lane jungle. Held a lot of time in the enemy's top lane jungle. Wasn't afraid to go into 1v3 situations because they knew their champion's power breakpoints and knew once these certain crowd controls have been used, it's safe for me to engage in full-on damage, full-on kills, and so got those resets, multiple triple kills, a quadra kill at the end of the game. Only didn't get the Caitlyn because Rengar had, or the Sona, because Rengar had already killed Sona. So again, recognize that Sona wasn't there. Sona's dead. Time to go. Goes in, gets the quadra kill. Beautiful plays there from the Katarina. So, oh, I'm the legit Masters. Master at 3v3 scanned already. Okay, okay. So not Masters in 5v5, but Masters in 3v3. Yeah, I need to write down Sasha Hyena. Fix MVPs. Agree but disagree. I think Diamond 5 players can get Mastery Challenger in 3v3 or Plat 1. I'm not sure. It all depends. It's all over the place. So, sweet.